Hi Simmers, this is King from the Sims 3 team, long time no see, and welcome to today's The Sims 3 Into the Future live demo. And welcome Brittany, say hi Brittany. First in-depth, hands-on look at the Sims 3 Into the Future, and by hands-on, she's going to get hands-on and live with it for you. And but before we get into that, let's get into some housekeeping. First off, we would love to hear from you regarding your questions and thoughts around what you think about the game as, you know, you follow through on the live demo. And make sure that you actually share your questions and your thoughts through Cover It Live, which should be over to the screen to your right-hand side, I think. But if not, if you have a Twitter, feel free to tweet us your thoughts and questions using the hashtag TS3IntoFuture. And right after the show, we'll try our best to answer as many questions as we can with our Q&A session.
Definitely.
But before we kick off into the live demo, let's take a look at the announced trailer we just released last week for a feel of what Into the Future has in store for our Sims. We're back. That trailer was so great. There's so much. It inspires me to like do a plum bob dance. Just something. I don't know. It's a
King, I've
sad
missed you so much.
Oh, I missed you too.
It's so good to see you.
I missed you too. I missed everybody. And we see all the great comments that you guys been sharing. Hello. We see Ireland. We see Colorado. We even see someone from Taipei. So everybody's waiting to see this. So let's say hello. Introduce yourself, Brittany, to people who might not know you.
Okay. For you guys that don't know, I'm Brittany Henry, producer on The Sims 3, and I'm so psyched to be here to show you guys our first look of Into the Future. We've worked hard on this forever, and we're so happy to show you guys what it looks like when your Sims can travel into the future and back.
And just a reminder, the game is still in development, so what you're looking at today is even an alpha build of The Sims 3 Into the Future.
Yeah, so, you know, things are still in progress. We're still doing
Life
some
is
polish.
A surprise.
You know.
The Sims is always a surprise, and it's better of a surprise when we play with pre-final build, so let's see.
Alright guys, let's get in the game. So this is Finley and James, and with a little help from their friend, Emmett the Time Traveler, they have actually arrived in the world of the future. And I think, really, it's probably best if we just kind of take a look around. So, of course, the Time Traveler has a house, and he is happy to share his home with you while you're staying in the future if you need a place to crash.
I would love to share that sort of house with anybody.
It's like a hotel. It's huge.
Welcome.
But, you know, there's some really cool, like, lakeside property here, reservoir side property for, you know, if you want to save up your money and kind of buy your own house in the future. There's definitely some opportunity to do that.
Yes.
And, of course, you guys can see kind of a little peek out there into the wasteland. I won't go too much into that because I want to show you guys some more of that stuff in the future. But, of course, there's tons of stuff. Like, there's so much stuff to do in this world, and it's so beautiful. There's all this residential area, all these really cool, like, futuristic, like, turbines and things like that. These cool kind of pieces to the world. And then, of course, my favorite part, which is the downtown. The architecture of the future is like so cool.
Yeah.
These buildings are amazing and they're beautiful. And I'm driving and talking at the same time, so if the camera's bad, I'm sorry.
I love seeing the fact that in the future there's still some green, you know?
Oh
that
my gosh, yes.
It's not this desolate, sandstorm
this
future.
is what the future looks
yeah,
like,
there's still
you
some.
know?
I would like to be able to smell oxygen.
Tons of green parks, of course, holographic billboards. I mean, everything in the future's got to be holographic, right?
Yeah.
That's if TV's
Yeah.
taught us anything.
Hollow everything.
If it doesn't hollow, it hovers.
Hovers.
So I think we should go and start off with a quick visit to the import shop.
That sounds like something I would love to do even now. Does that mean shopping?
Can we go shopping?
Can we go shopping?
All right, Finley and James, let's go hop into our hover taxi.
And so there's even new modes of transportation.
Like
in this world,
hover
right?
cars, hover
Like you said, if
scooters.
it's not hollow,
yeah,
it hovers.
it hovers. All right, come on, kick it in gear, Finley. You're taking forever. So we're gonna do a quick trip. Quick trip over to the import shop. I love this place. So there's tons of stuff to explore in this world. There are all sorts of things, but this is one of my favorites.
Nice.
This is the Mall of the Future.
Welcome to the Mall of Tomorrow!
Woo! There's all these cool pedestals here, and these pedestals display all sorts of cool stuff that you can buy and take back to your present day world with you, or you can just use them while you're here. So Finn's gonna go over here and browse. Obviously, right now I think there's a jetpack on here, but I kind of want to look for a hoverboard.
Okay.
So we'll have her come over here and check it out.
So you can choose the item.
Yeah, so there's a amount of items that each one of these things will display, and you can kind of go through and cycle through those things if you don't see what you want right away. And of course, this is a cool place to hang out, even just because there are tons of people here, Plumbots running around.
Was there just a bunch of Somalians that are just like
She
threw
made
up
it
in the
rain.
air? She just
Yeah.
made it rain. I'm
Yeah.
buying this from the pedestal. Somalian.
Done. So now that she's bought it, it's in her inventory, and I think we should take this thing out for a ride. So we'll head out here. And she's a little wobbly.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, first time on a hoverboard,
Okay.
you're gonna kind of be a little unsure and a little wobbly. But the really cool thing about this is there's actually an advanced technology skill.
Okay.
So as you
Ooh. Ooh.
rough dismount.
Rough dismount.
As you practice and experiment with these objects in the future, you can actually get better at using them. So
And in the future, you actually learn how to use these technology faster.
yes,
correct? And you
yeah.
build that
One of the
skill
benefits
faster.
to being in the future and being surrounded by all this cool technology is that you kind of absorb it a little faster and you get better at using these things a little quicker.
Yeah.
And of course,
Well,
she needs a lot of practice.
she needs a lot of practice. Let's stick with walking right now.
All right, let's switch over to James. Let's see. We'll let Finn practice for a little bit. The other cool part of this gallery shop is actually the clothing section. So you can actually go and browse and buy clothing of the future right here in the gallery shop. So similar to the object pedestals, there are these great clothing pedestals. And for those of you who are kind of cast aficionados, you'll notice that these outfits are not all new, but we're working on getting all this great new cast into the game right now. And one of the great things about it is all the new stuff will be available to buy here right off the mannequin. So James is actually, he's not a young adult female. So he's actually going to look for something more in his style.
Yes.
And he can actually now just purchase it right off the mannequin. Or if you don't want to purchase what the mannequin's wearing, you can actually make a custom outfit, which will take you into cast, and you can customize your own
Oh, that's
thing.
really cool.
And it's really cool, kind of like flavor shopping of the future.
Like a self-tailored made.
Absolutely.
Like a personal shopper.
pers-
But that
yeah.
personal shopper is yourself. Okay, you already have that outfit, but it's just like me. I like to buy multiple things. I get it.
So now James is ready for the future.
Nice.
He blends in a little bit more. And oh my gosh, look, there's a Plumbot.
Yes.
I think we should meet a
Yeah.
Plumbot. These guys are awesome. Come on, James, go say hi. Don't be scared.
He's a little,
He's shy.
he's shy. Just got here.
And of course, there's a giant middle man walking toward
Yeah.
him, so it's a little worrisome. But he's friendly.
Yeah.
So I think because these Plumbots are so cool, and James is a little bit of a tech head anyway, I think he's actually gonna go make his own Plumbot. And what better way to do that than to go and visit the Nuts and Bolts Bot Emporium? So the Nuts and Bolts Bot Emporium is actually kind of the place that you go in the future to buy Plumbots or to buy parts for Plumbots or to
Okay.
kind of just hang out and work on your bot building skill.
That's what I do on a Wednesday.
Totally.
Bot building.
Bot building, whatever. Oh, Finn, get off your hoverboard and...
She's just really trying. She's like, I must master
gotta
this.
get-
Oh!
I gotta get this.
Too bad.
All right.
Try
off the
again.
hoverboard and into the hover car. Let's go. Oh. And as you can see, there are actually tons of different hover cars and like lots of variety. I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of like it's a hover truck. I guess.
A hover station wagon?
Yeah, hover hatchback. I
Like
don't
a
know.
retro with future.
So this shop is really awesome. It's obviously run by bots, and
Mm-hmm.
there are registers here where you can buy things. You can buy trait chips, and you can buy all sorts of cool things for your bots.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see here, there are these display stands. So if you want to, like, no fuss, no muss, you come straight in here, and you can buy a bot, take it home with you.
Mm-hmm.
They actually come pre-programmed with a lot of different chips and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But, James, I think we want to build bot building skill.
Yes.
So bot building skill is what you use to build bots, to discover new trait chips for bots, to program bots, to upgrade them, and of course, it all runs right here through the bot workshop. Which
And
is
as
cool,
you
kinda.
build up on your bot building skill, what happens? Like, what benefits
Oh
do
my
you
gosh!
have?
So you go from kind of like discovering the parts to make bots. Like the bug of the future is the nanite.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, nanites have kind of escaped out into the wild.
Yeah.
But you can also learn to make these little nanites, and you use nanites to make bots.
Okay.
So you start off kind of doing things like that, learning the parts of bots. Then obviously you can actually customize a bot that you bought. So you know,
Yeah.
if you go in here to the future, you can buy a bot and then obviously take it here to the bot workshop and load into brand new create a bot mode. So I know I talked about this a little bit before, but
Yeah.
I absolutely love create a bot.
And I'm so happy that you get a chance to see this. This is
This is so cool.
I have spent literally, I kid you not, hours in this, just customizing my bots.
I think everyone has.
Yeah.
And there's so much stuff like in create a bot mode. Like you've got all these great bulky bots, and I just actually like to kind of like sit here and hit
That's a
randomize.
macho plum bot.
A little bit
Hover, there's hover,
yeah.
yeah.
And it's kind of feminine, a little bit with the skirt there,
All right. That's hefty plum bot.
Oh, I love these guys. This is so
Worked out the top portion, but not the legs.
He skipped leg day.
he skipped the legs.
So of course, once you kind of figure out a bot that if you want to randomize, or you can actually go in and you can pick heads, torsos, arms, legs. You can name your bots. So I think let's name our bot Reboot.
I think I read it as Reb00T. I'd rather this
It's
robot
Reboot.
is called Reb00T.
And of course, you can customize the gender for your bot and the voice, every bit of
Yeah.
it, and then totally go in and create a style, all the different parts of it. So this is something that I really love to do. You just kind of go in and pick all the different colors and all the patterns. Like I think Lauren mentioned before that this is the place where you can actually use some of those crazy patterns that you don't use anywhere else, and they just look so cool because
In Creative Pattern. Even like importing stuff from Creative Pattern, the patterns that you make
yeah,
yourself, right?
definitely, absolutely.
Because I have done that. I've done some pretty crazy things onto my plum bots while playing with this.
All right, so my color choices may not be totally great, but
I feel like it's this plum bot making lemonade or limeade or...
all right, fine, we'll go all white.
Do you, and do more of it, Brittany.
There
There you go.
All
All right.
He's all white now.
All right. That's a nautical looking feeling.
And they have all these great, like you can see here, they have all these great kind of like decals and stuff. So
Yeah.
there's some preset decals and some cool things there, kind of like a race car.
Yeah.
It's a very race car vibe. Now, of course, once you've made a plum bot and you've got him looking, or her looking just the way you want, when a plum bot first comes out of the create a bot, it's alive! When a plum bot first comes out, they're actually, as you can see here, they're kind of a bit different
Yeah.
from a normal sim, right? So you've got some things here that are grayed out, and then of course the needs are totally different. Like
Yeah.
as of right now, Reboot has no need for any social or fun,
Yeah.
because it's a robot, right?
It's a robot.
So the only needs, they're actually super easy maintenance. Like you have a maintenance motive and a battery power, and as long as you keep them charged and tuned up, your bots will pretty much take care of themselves.
Yeah.
And actually, they can take care of themselves. They can charge themselves. They can siphon power from objects around your house.
Nice.
So they could totally, siphon power from the
Because
fridge.
my armpit always needs maintenance.
Yeah.
I mean, can someone please get me feeling a
Making
little...
sure it's working.
Making sure it's working.
Good, But of course, if you really want to put some personality in your bots, the best thing to do is to make a trait chip.
Okay.
So the trait chips, these are things that you learn with your bot building skill. You can discover new recipes for trait chips, and they start out pretty easy. Things like making a handy bot to repair things around the house, or making a cleaning bot to kind of mop up after you, all the way into things that are way more advanced, like simulating emotions or being able to learn things,
Nice.
to pick up skills and learn skills, even the capacity to love.
I can only imagine the surprising gameplay that once you start introducing the abilities of human emotions into your
Absolutely.
robot. Danger!
And it's really cool because not only does it kind of unlock the same sort of behavior that you would expect for a normal sim,
Yeah.
but they actually have some cool things that are unique to being a bot.
Yeah.
So each one of these chips introduces like a whole new level of gameplay, and you can just kind of mix and match them like crazy. So as you can see, there's actually a space here that's...
The most important question is, do they have the capability to love?
Oh, yes. Bots need love too.
Bot loving.
So you do need components to make these chips, so that you can buy things here at the Bot Emporium, or you can actually go out in the world and discover pieces and things to make these chips with, and they all kind of have different things that they need. So for right now, we're going to make a simulated emotions chip, and I think I'm going to make a mini moods chip.
Okay.
Now these things, I picked these two in particular because they kind of focus on giving your bot mood,
Yeah.
or interacting with other sims.
Okay.
So you actually, it's super easy. James can just come up and he can adjust the trait chips on reboot, once reboot's done tuning up.
Rib 00T.
Yes.
Again. Again, it's called
You're
Rib
determined
00T.
to
I am,
not believe that reboot.
I know, it's not reboot.
So I'm gonna wave my future tool here at you, and ask you to
Please
shut down.
come over here as I stick this in your neck.
I need to work on you. And so this great interface is actually is super cool and super easy to use.
Yeah.
You just plug the chips that are in your inventory straight into the bot, and you
Alright.
can do this on the fly at any point that you want to. So you can basically just kind of go, oh, well, I'm tired of you having a mood. You're getting on my nerves. Like, go away. I'm going to rip the mood out. Sorry. And as you can see right now, Reboot, because he just came from Create-a-Bot mode, he's a brand new bot, he has 3 trait chip slots available.
Correct.
But as you build your bot building skill, you can actually upgrade bots to have more trait chip slots and give them kind of more personality chips at one time. So you can kind of have, it's a full-fledged range of personality all in one bot.
So as you kind of level up your bot building skill and then kind of tweak your plum bots, it allows them to have more slots. And
It does. There are actually some other things that you can do when you upgrade them. Like
Yeah.
you can, as you can see right here, I'll switch over into the Simology panel
okay.
for Reboot. So Reboot is kind of a low-level quality. Right now, he's kind of holding...
He's duct taped.
He's holding it together. He's duct taped. But as you can upgrade and tune up your bot, and as you do that, you can actually increase the quality of your bot. And this will make them more efficient. They can hold their battery power for longer.
Yeah.
They can go longer without breaking down.
And I noticed that you're using, the pronoun he. So even in Create-a-Bot, plum bots can even be male or female.
Oh yeah,
correct?
definitely. Yeah, the personality and stuff starts just
Yeah.
from there. Like you
Yeah.
can start telling the story of your bot romance right from the
Yeah.
beginning when you're making
Yeah.
them and create a bot.
Robot to robot romance. Let me just clarify that.
Robot, yeah. Well, actually,
Oh, ooh, whoa.
actually, humans and bots can flirt a little.
Wow, okay.
So there's some light levels of romance there.
It's getting real. Plum bots.
So now that Reboot has these chips installed, the simulated emotions chip can actually let you change the mode of your bot. So
Yeah.
Reboot is going to enter into sad mode. So this basically just immediately puts him in a kind of a bad mood,
Yeah.
right? Like he's now in sad mode, and because he's now in sad mode, he actually has some new socials, so he can actually now have a good cry. And this is unique to when he is in sad mode,
Oh.
right? Oh, it's okay.
Robots need hugs too.
Of course. And also because we installed the Mini Motions chip, Mini Moods chip,
Yeah.
not Mini Motions. Mini Motions? The Mini Moods chip, you can actually affect the moods of other Sims. So with that chip, you can actually, Reboot here is hitting James with a happiness beam, and even though he knows it's artificial, he's now like super happy. So these guys are super handy to have around. They, have lots of things that they can
Nice.
do. If you don't want to hit them with a happiness beam, one of the things I really love to do, who wants a body massage? But you should kind of be careful when you ask a bot for a body massage.
Don't shake the baby!
But it's effective, so he's feeling good now.
Head warning, PSA from your lovely team here at TS3, do not shake humans or babies.
So, that's just kind of a brief look. That's what we've got for the demo today. That's kind of a brief look at Plumbots, a brief look at the world of the future. There's so much more to show you guys, though, and to see, and I can't wait for, like, future blogs and future, demos and things like that, so we can show you guys, of course, all the cool stuff with Plumbots.
Yeah.
All the cool objects, which we barely even scratched the surface of.
Yeah.
And then, of course, even just traveling back and forth to the future itself. Like, there's so many things that you can do, just experimenting with hanging out with the Time Traveler and the Portal, and ways that you can affect the future. Ways you can affect your descendants in the future. There's so much to do.
And thank you so much. This demo is definitely out of this world. And, I can't wait to be bringing my Sims to the future. And again, like Brittany said, we just grazed the surface of this. Speaking of blogs, you just talked about it.
Yeah.
Sarah, our other great producer from the Sims 3 team, just released an intro blog to Into the Future, or the Sims 3 Into the Future, to go on to thesims3.com and check out her blog.
Yes,
And
definitely.
it's great to get a little deeper look and an introduction into the latest expansion pack. So right now, let's kick it off into some Q&A.
Definitely. I can't wait to see what you guys
have. Make sure that you enter your questions onto the right-hand side of the screen. I'm hopefully pointing to the right here, even though it's my left, on Cover It Live, as well as share your thoughts and questions with us on Twitter using the hashtag TS3IntoFuture. We've seen a lot of really great questions already come in already. So first question, which is a really great question from Oreo Cookie Kitty, which is a great name. Hi, Oreo Cookie Kitty. How do you get into the future? I know we just started looking at the future at the start of the demo, but can you give us a little information about how your Sims actually get into the future?
Sure. So today we actually just jumped right in because I was so excited to show you guys the world of the future. But the kind of the story all begins with your home world, whichever home world that happens to be. And the wayward time traveler has somehow managed to crash his time portal on your lot.
Yeah.
So right away, within minutes of starting a new game or loading up your save game or whatever, the time traveler is there and he needs your help, and he's going to kind of walk you through getting into the future. And so as you help him and kind of get to know the time traveler, he actually will give you use of his time portal. And so the time portal is kind of your gateway to traveling to the future and, of course, back to the future. I don't know if you guys noticed, right there at the very beginning of the demo, they were all kind of hanging out next to the time portal. That's kind of where they had all entered into the future world.
Yeah, and so even as the time traveler arrives into your world, he actually hands you a time almanac.
Yes, so we didn't talk much about the time almanac, and I'm sure we're going to actually show you guys some of that in the future, because it's really cool. The time almanac is actually kind of your handy guide to what's going on.
Time traveler's diary.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, there might be or not be some movie references there for almanacs.
Inspirations. Inspiration.
Yes, totally. Lots of inspirations. But this is kind of your way of keeping track of what's going on in the future. So you can kind of check up on your descendants using it, or even the state of the future, like if the future is in a good state or a bad state. You can actually look, there's these legacy statues that you can do all these cool things in the present to earn a statue in the future, and people are they can treat you like a
releasing too much
celebrity.
information. I'm kidding. Time travel back. I'm
just so excited. I just want to tell everybody everything.
So this is actually coming in from Twitter, this is J4142000.
You're really going to try to go through that whole thing.
I know. J4142000. We're using our hashtag. But do Plumbots live forever? Another great question to tag along with that is from Cover It Live from S. Sigler 89. It's, do they sleep or need food? And then also, do they live forever?
Okay. Wow. All right. Lots of questions here.
Yeah.
I'll cover them all. So first, bots don't need to sleep, but they do need to recharge. So there is a handy dandy. Actually, there might be one in here. Oh, never mind. I'm
Okay.
sorry. We're not showing the screen anymore. I forgot.
Can we put back to screen?
gonna
Is that possible? There you go.
So actually, these are handy dandy charging stations, and so you can actually just hop in and do a quick charge, and recharge the batteries. So this is kind of the version of bot sleeping.
Yeah. Bot sleeping. Plum bot sleeping.
Plumblots. Plumblots?
Plum blot. Oh, all right.
So yeah, so Reba's gonna hop in, do a little bit of a quick charge, up the batteries, and be ready to go. So no, definitely no need to sleep, but you do need to recharge. Eating, that was the next part of the question, right? So they actually don't need to eat. There's no need to eat at all. As long as you keep their maintenance and their battery motives up, they're good to go.
All right.
They actually don't really even want to eat. They don't want food or anything. But something that we can show you guys in the future is they do have a cool interaction with the future bar. So there is a new bar of the future where you can order
course.
future drinks, and I think plum bots need a good drink every once in a while.
Yeah.
This goes
Yeah.
to the next sim, you know.
Definitely.
And then living forever. So that was the third part of the question. Man, you guys are hitting me with a lot. So they don't age. Plum bots don't age because they're not human. So they as long as you kind of keep them up and keep them maintained, they're fine. But they can have accidents.
Yeah.
So, take good care of them. Otherwise, you might have a dead bot on your hands.
And also talking about recharging, there's a trait chip that also allows your plum bot to auto recharge. Correct?
There is a trait chip that will make them more efficient.
More efficient,
yeah,
okay.
and there's one that makes them solar powered.
There
so
you
as
go,
long as
yeah.
they're hanging out in the sun,
Yeah.
they're totally fine.
Great. There's a lot of questions regarding this, but is there such a thing as bot babies?
Bot babies.
Plum bot babies.
Oh.
As cute as that could be.
You guys, with this little tear. No, there are no bot babies. There's bot romance and a little bit of bot love, but no bot babies.
Yeah.
No little toasters in our future.
Yeah. But there's I'm sure with the human emotions, you can make one cry always. So
Oh,
there you go. You can have
But-
plum bots that can act like babies.
But I can't say.
Now, I'm not saying all babies cry. It makes me seem like I don't
like
like
you're
babies.
scarred.
I'm not scarred. I really like babies. I do.
You're digging yourself a hole.
I know. Backing up.
There is a really cool trait chip though, the Robo Nanny chip, which will
Oh,
actually
nice.
let your bot take care of baby. So you want to run a daycare, or you just want somebody to help look after your kids because you're worn out. The Robo Nanny chip is actually a really cool trait chip that allows them to do that.
Nice. There's already a few questions we're looking for. There was a ton of Robo Babies questions here. We're just sorting through them. But there's a question actually I saw earlier. Sorry that I can't pull up the name right now. But can you leave your Sims in the future? Because we talked about bringing them from your home world into this future world, right? So how does this future world actually work?
Yeah, so actually you can stay in the future for as long as you like. If you want to live with the time traveler and hang out at his house, or if you want to buy your own house, somewhere to stay, you can stay in the future as long as you like. There's some cool new jobs in the future. Definitely some cool new things tons of things for you to explore, so you can stay there as long as you want and hang out. But traveling to the future is definitely about traveling to the future and back. So there's some very cool things and some things that I wouldn't want you to miss out on just by hanging out in the future forever. So you definitely want to try going back and forth to the present, doing some things to affect your descendants or even to affect the future world. So those are things that you definitely want to travel back for.
And there's more questions about Create-A-Bot. So say, for example, I'm not saying there's buyer's remorse, not that I experience that a lot. But say, for example, you create a plum bot in Create-A-Bot, and you decide that you want to put this plum bot back in to Create-A-Bot, and say, I've decided I don't want a hover bot. I want a four-limbed plum bot. Can I actually change that?
Okay, yes.
Buyer's remorse.
So there's actually, I feel like we're learning so much about your personality, King. I think we're getting a lot of insight into King here. So there are a couple things you can do. One, if you buy a plum bot and you can buy them directly from the Bot Emporium, and if they're kind of like 95% of what you want, but like you want legs instead of hovers or something like that, you can actually use the Bot Workshop to customize it. So you can just plug them in, change the color, give them a paint job, kind of switch around some parts, things like that, and they'll keep their trait chips and keep their personality and things like that. But
Pimp my plum bot. Trademarked.
We're gonna have to do those flame decals,
Yes,
like
exactly.
the flame patterns. I think we should use that one. But if you've truly got buyer's remorse and you just don't want a bot anymore, you can actually sell your bot back to the Bot Emporium, and this is actually a cool way to make some money.
Oh,
if you
yeah.
wanna just deal in bots, and you're not really worried about like building a personality or having them be part of your family, you can actually make a bot, upgrade it, give it kind of some trait chips, give it a better quality level, and then sell it and make some money off of it.
So there's a question about, can you take these bots back into the future? Or back into the future. I'm sorry, can you take these...
Back to the future.
Can we take these plum bots back into the present? Like, back in
Yes,
time?
yes, this is one of my favorite things to do, actually, because they make your life at home so much easier. So as long as you've got a bot workshop at home, you can buy a bot charging station, and like I said, bots can siphon power from the appliances around your house. So they you can basically take care of them as long as you need in the present world. And they've got so many things that they can do to help you out in the present. Like if you want to give them a job, I think I mentioned this before. It's one of my favorite things to do. Send the bot to work, and I'm staying home.
So there's a pretty good question regarding just how other EPs might work with this, like say like seasons, and are there going to be weather in the future?
There is.
There is.
It will snow in the future.
Oh, I can't.
So-
Apocalyptic snow. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
You can hang out and have all the seasons and cool stuff in the future. So it's a lot of fun.
Nice. So there's talks of pets, in the future, but in lieu of pets, I know there's this thing called the HoloDisc. We're not going to release more information about this yet, but there is something about digital pets.
Okay, so I'm going to make sure the next demo that we have, we're going to make sure that they show you this.
No!
Because this is absolutely one of the coolest objects, and this is actually one of the objects that I worked on, and I absolutely love it.
That's it.
So-
That's it, Brittany. That's it.
That's all I'm going to say, but I promise we'll show you guys something really soon.
And with that said, thank you so much for joining today's The Sims 3 Into the Future live demo. And thank you, Brittany, so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And as a reminder, The Sims 3 Into the Future comes out this October, late October. And in the US, it's October 22nd. But, and right now, it's available for pre-order.
Yes,
right?
yeah, so don't forget, actually, right now, go check out thesims.com or origin.com, and anyone who pre-orders actually is guaranteed to receive the Quantum Power Pack. And it's got some really awesome stuff in it, so you definitely want to go and check that out and pre-order right now.
And it includes a hibernation chamber where you can put your Sims on deep freeze. I know that, if I have a family of 8 Sims, sometimes I just want to put one on timeout, right?
Just put them on pause.
And even the Quantum Power suit is really cool. There's,
oh my gosh, there's some amazing
gameplay.
suits.
My favorite feature on that is the ability to biostabilize your Sims. Like,
Yes.
their bladder from their food, because
Now who's releasing too much?
I know, I'm sorry. Ain't nobody got time to take care of my Sim's bladder, okay? I'm just saying, ain't nobody got
See,
time.
when it's King talking, it's okay. But when I'm releasing stuff, I get in trouble.
I know.
All right.
I'm sorry, but it's available. News is out there. But of course, speaking of which, speaking of keeping an eye out, we have an update regarding to what we're going to be doing at Gamescom. So at Gamescom, that's coming up in late August, on Thursday, August 22nd, we're going to be holding one joined live broadcast that will include both The Sims 3 Into the Future as well as The Sims 4. And we're definitely going to be revealing some really, really great stuff from both games. So please, make sure that you tune in and stay in touch with us on Facebook and on Twitter with The Sims, and also keep updated with all the latest news, blogs, forum posts. We're always looking at the forum posts.
Definitely.
And just something about this game. We've been really, really listening to you Simmers regarding what's going into this pack, and there's select features that are going in based upon surveys and even forum response to. Because of the fact that we've announced this game so early, we're really happy to be able to incorporate some of those feedback.
Yeah,
into this game.
we love it, and we're always reading it, so please keep it up. We really enjoy all the questions, all the feedback, everything.
Yeah, and with that said, I think that wraps it up.
That's it for today, you guys.
All right.
But thank you.
Bye, y'all.